When we were young, we read more often because we had to. It was the only way for us to get knowledge and to be enlightened. Read to your heart's delight and be enlightened. Let's just read. It's a podcast by Andy's Personal Development. Stay tuned for more reading and enlightenment. Our next guest on Let's Just Read is known as the architect of the Warriors L.I.F.E. Code. His name is Martin Salama. The key to his success is he's mastered the ability to live incredibly full every day. This is our guest. His publication, The Warriors. Okay, great. So we are live, and this is Andy of Andy's Personal Development on our podcast, Let's Just Read. And we have a very special and enlightened guest today in our episode, in our studio, who's going to bring you some great information on how you can live a better lifestyle every single day of your life at the fullest. His name is Martin Salama, and he's going to be sharing wonderful information and perspectives with us with regards to the thing that he has created, and it's called the Warriors L.I.F.E.Code. He's known as the architect of the Warriors L.I.F.E.Code. So Martin, welcome. How are you going today, sir?
I am doing wonderful. How are you today, Andy?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate you coming on and being with us on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You're always welcome. So let's start off on a very simple note. Everyone has a foundation in life, Martin. Everyone came from somewhere. There's a background story. I sometimes tend to move away from the word story and I say an account, because it really is something that you don't make up. It's real and it's yours.
Yep.
What is your story? What is your account of your early childhood life, as much as you can remember, that created the foundation for where you are at today? Share with us, please.
Well, unfortunately, my childhood memory that I remember is ingrained in my mind. It has been for the last 50 years, because it's 50 years now that something had happened to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like that.
Okay.
When I was 10 years old, I experienced a tragedy in my life. I was walking home from school with one of my 4 older sisters, and as we got to the block, we saw that there was a school bus stopped in front of our house.
Yeah.
We said, okay, the school bus is there. And as we walked down, we realized the bus driver was standing right in front of our house, not on the bus.
Oh.
We didn't know what's going on. Now we get a couple of feet closer, and my mother comes running out of the house, holding my brother Michael in her arms. She jumps into the car and drives away. We don't know what's going on.
Wow.
We come to find out that when Michael got off the bus, he's 5 years old, okay? And he dropped something right in the front of the bus. 5-year-old boy, he reaches down to get it. The bus driver looks, doesn't see him, and drives.
Oh my.
Unfortunately, 4 days later, he passed away from that injury.
Wow.
And it was 50 years ago this month that happened.
Wow.
So you ask if I have a memory, it's ingrained in my brain. It's there in my mind every day. And for many, many years, for me, it served in a negative way. I didn't even realize it until I was close to 50 years old, how it affected me in a negative way. I had very supportive parents. They did beautiful things. But that day, I told myself a story. And that story was, I have 4 older sisters, and there's just me.
Yeah.
I was so excited when my brother came along, because now the 2 of us, we were going to be partners. We were going to do everything together. We were going to set the world on fire together.
Yeah.
Right? And we were going to carry on the legacy in a family way together, family. right? Unfortunately, that day, my world changed, it was upside down. And in my head, I told myself a story. Now it's my job alone to carry on the legacy, to carry on the Salama name,
Yeah.
to make my parents proud, to make them happy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So in my head, I'm telling myself all these things. I want to make sure that they never feel that sadness again, the distraught, deep sadness that they felt of losing their baby.
Yeah.
You could imagine what that's like, losing their baby.
I can. Yeah.
So I told myself I'm going to do whatever I can to make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
Which that day I can look back now and say that was a defining moment for me. And that day I became a people pleaser.
Okay.
And what came along for me as a people pleaser was I took everything personally.
Yeah.
I was a control freak.
Yeah.
Right. I had to make sure everything was going the way I wanted it to go. And when it didn't, I had a short temper.
Okay.
And when, as a people pleaser, you want everybody to recognize, look what you've done. You've done some beautiful things. Congratulations. You're the best guy in the world. So when all those things didn't happen, or they happened in whatever, what I came to find out, and it took me a long time to figure it out, I was a people pleaser, pleasing no one, not even myself.
Right. So you said that you actually did not find closure to that experience until you were 50 years of age.
Right.
How did you cope with that for so long? And then what was the pivotal moment for you to actually realize that this has got to be something for your good and not to plague you for all these years until you actually got closure?
Right. So that's a great question. And, for many years, I was a leader in my community. Right. So on the positive side, I coped with it by being involved in the community like my parents were.
Yeah. Yeah.
And always being a leader in community events, in fundraisers and things like that. And always be the one that's on top. And I needed to be on top because I wanted the recognition.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Martin, you did such a fantastic job, right? And that's the way it was for almost 50 years, 45 to 50 years. And then in 2008, we had something crazy go on in the world, right? And what happened for me, for the 5 years before that, my wife and I were working on a project to build a multi-million-dollar health club and tennis center in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And that came about because I had just closed a business and my wife said, okay, you need something to do. I just started playing tennis and I'm looking for places to play and there's never any court times available except for late at night.
Okay.
So she said, maybe we could open up some tennis courts.
Right.
So deep down inside, the people pleaser was like, okay, let me make her happy. And let me tell you something, Andy, I'm not an athlete.
Right.
I don't play tennis. I don't play baseball, soccer, football, nothing. I don't play anything.
Wow.
But I said, okay. And we started a 5-year journey with feasibility studies, finding the land, getting the architect and the engineers, going to the city, getting the approvals. By the time we finished, what started out as just some tennis courts turned into a multi-million-dollar tennis court, tennis club and health club.
Wow.
That was going to cost $15 million. And we'd been supplying the money for the feasibility studies and the architects and all the other things along the way and getting investors. And we finally got the approval from the city in the summer of 2008. So we go to the bank. Okay, we're ready. Let's go. I put $3 million in. We've had investors. We're ready to go. Last year, you said, when I'm ready, come, we'll give you the money. Because that's what it was in 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And they go, sorry, we're not lending right now. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Wow. And then a month later, Bernie Madoff, subprime loans, the financial world fell apart.
That's right. That's right. Amazing. So you had a period where you went through this kind of crazy up and down scenario, a period of indecision, a period of uncertainty, a period of doubt, and eventually it led to a separation with you and the wife, right?
Yes, yes. I'm going to get to that. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, so now for the next year, I was depressed. Okay, I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this depression? I went to some therapy, I went to some coaching, and I did some soul searching.
Yeah.
And I realized that all that things that I was doing as a leader, one of the things I was very good at was bringing people into the organization who said, I don't know what I can do. I'm not sure. I'll show you. Let's do this together. And I would show them their potential. So as I look back, I said, I'm tired of being a businessman. And I decided I want to become a life coach.
Okay.
So about 2 months before the coaching was going to start, the training was my 24th wedding anniversary. And my wife said to me, I want a divorce.
Wow. Out of the blues, just like that.
You know what? We had some problems for a while.
Okay. So you
but until it happens, you don't believe it's going to happen.
Right. Okay. Okay. I get it. Yeah.
So here we are. I'm like, oh my God, how does everything, give me a break? What does everything happen to me? Right? That's my mindset. And I'm saying, I can't believe this. I was upset. I was sad. I thought this was the woman I was going to be with the rest of my life. And we were married officially for 25 years, but it was over. So I decided I'm still going to go through with coaching. Went to the coaching and they said, read some books before you come. Here's a couple of books. And one of them was The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Okay.
You know that book?
Not familiar with it, but I'll go check it up.
Okay, well, let me give you a little bit of an idea. We're talking about books here, right? Let's read.
Yep, that's right. We're talking about
the 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
And always do your best.
Right. Martin, give me the author again, please.
Don Miguel Ruiz. Don is like Mr. in Spanish.
Okay. Great. So did that also give you the impetus to go and develop the Warriors L.I.F.E.Code?
Yeah, I did. So that second agreement,
what was that transition like for you?
So that second agreement told me, don't take anything personally.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, that's what I've been doing my whole life. Right. Which is what gave me the made me react to everything and be and freak out easy.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, I don't have to take things personally. I don't have to put the world on my shoulders. Wow. That's a concept.
Wow.
And I started to develop it. And I went for that first weekend of training. And they said to us, you don't have to stay who you think you have to be.
Wow.
You can recreate yourself. I was like,
yes,
I can.
Yeah.
Wow. So I went on this journey and I became a life coach. And originally I was a divorce recovery coach, helping people get through divorce. Makes sense. I went through the divorce.
Yeah.
And I did that for a few years. And one day I looked in the mirror. I was the heaviest I ever was in my life.
Wow.
Why was I like that? Because I was coaching, but I felt like I couldn't afford to be coached.
Oh, okay.
And I would say, I can't afford it. And I told my mind that that's what's going on. Even though I was telling my clients, you can do whatever you want. And then I said, you know what? Look at you, Martin. You've got to change this.
Yes.
Andy, I looked in the mirror and I said, who the heck do you want to be?
Right. Yeah.
And a friend of mine was on Facebook talking about that he was doing a workout from home for 30 minutes every day. I said, 30 minutes? I can do 30 minutes. I have a dead-end job that I'm working right now because nobody wanted to hire a 50-something-year-old man. It just happened to me.
Yeah.
I can do that. So, and I can afford it. And I don't have to go to the gym and not know what I'm doing and all this other stuff. So I started following I ordered the videos and I started doing the videos. And those first 2 weeks, I don't know how I continued. I was like, oh my God, how am I getting through this? And I was following the modified lady on the video.
Okay.
But I was like, I got to do this. I got to do this. Yeah. And in 9 months, I lost 65 pounds.
Okay, great. Wow.
Yeah. But what happened is I started to realize that it's not just about that. My mindset, the dopamine was jumping into me and the adrenaline. Yeah. I started reading better. I started eating better. I figured out ways to be coached because my friend was coaching me while I was doing this on the side.
Yeah.
That told me about the videos. So I was like, I could afford to be coached. I could figure it out. And I just was so happy myself. I went from self-conscious to self-aware.
Right. Great step. Great step.
So I mentioned to you, one of the things I did, I came up with a course called the Warriors L.I.F.E.Code, and I
Yeah.
have a card deck called Warrior to Warrior.
Right.
Well, from being somebody who's worried to being a warrior. So one of the cards talks about self-aware versus self-conscious.
Mhm.
So let me read a little bit. Is that okay, Andy?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So self-conscious comes from a place of negative energy,
Uh-huh.
guilt, conflict, and doubt. Self-consciousness is more outward directed. It's being more concerned about what others are thinking of you and how the situation is going to affect you.
Yeah.
You probably react to uncomfortable situations instead of respond. There's a little more, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
Self-awareness comes from a place of positive energy,
Right.
acceptance, contentment, and self-assuredness. Self-awareness is more inward facing. You have an accurate and realistic understanding of how you are responding to situations and how you feel about things. So that was one of the things I recognized that I had done. I thought I was self-aware, but every time I would say something, I was like, but I can't, and I'm afraid, and all that. And I realized, wait a minute, that's self-conscious. And me
Yes.
trying to please everybody else.
Wow. That is a fantastic moment of enlightenment, Martin, and I'm glad that you shared it from your personal story because there's passion and there's reality in it.
Right.
I want you to take us to the point where you decided to write a book about surviving
Yeah,
divorce.
absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So one of the things I started to do on this journey of self-improvement was I started to meditate.
Right.
And I was doing guided meditations. And I'm ADHD. So can you imagine a guy doing 10 minutes of meditation who's ADHD?
Challenging, right?
When is this going to be over? Why is my brain not relaxing? I have all these thoughts in my head. How do anybody meditate? How do they empty their brain?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I did it. And one day when I was meditating, I had this download of information that after I finished the 10-minute meditation, I wrote for 2 hours.
Right.
And the download was, I loved my life. And I wanted to show other people how they can love their life too.
Right.
So out of that, I came up with the acronym LIFE.
Okay.
Live incredibly full every day.
Hey, yeah, excellent.
Right? Because now I said, this is the mantra I want to tell myself every day. I live incredibly full every day, no matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter about wars somewhere else on the other side of the world. Not that I don't care about it, but it's not affecting me on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
I do care about those things, but not to the point that I worry about them.
Okay, great. Yeah, I get it. Wonderful. So, Martin, I just want to share something with us here, and I want to get your comment and your feedback on it. So stand by. Let's see if the technology is working. Okay.
Oh.
Get it started.
Hi, Warriors. It's Martin Salama, the architect of the Warriors L.I.F.E.Code. And I want to tell you about my book and why I wrote it. The book is called The Warriors L.I.F.E.Code, 7 Steps to Uncover the Warrior Within and Live Incredibly Full Every Day. So I wrote this book because I found that there are so many people out there who are struggling with trying to figure out how to get out of their own way, how to get out of what they feel is stopping them from living that life that they want to live. So this book is a step-by-step guide, and it's got some success activities in there to help you become more successful. I know you'll love this book. It's filled with so much information on how to help you move forward from that mindset of lack to that mindset of abundance. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day and live incredibly full every day.
Wow.
There you go.
Here's the thing, Martin. Now, it's just so powerful, right? That I have this kind of inclination of, let me just stop sharing for a moment. Yeah. I have this kind of inclination to wonder, what are the 7 important details that brings us all together? I just want you to quick fire us that
Cool.
information. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I took the word uncover
Uh-huh.
and turned it into another acronym
Uh-huh.
for the 7 steps.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Amazing.
7 steps to uncover your greatness so you could enjoy life and live incredibly full every day.
Right.
So I'll tell them to you quickly.
Yeah.
You unlock and unleash. Unlock what's keeping you stuck and unleash the frustration you're holding so you can start your journey.
Right.
N, navigate. Navigate how your emotional roller coaster is holding you back.
Mm-hmm.
C, choose the values that are most important in your life.
Yeah.
O, obtain the tools you need to correctly respond to all situations.
Right.
V, visualize who you want to be from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
E, embrace the new life you're creating. And E, enjoy your endless potential.
Right.
And R, reclaim your strong, confident, and happy life to live incredibly full every day.
Yeah. Amazing. So Martin, tell us, what kind of response do you get from people after they have read the book? What kind of feedback are you getting?
Right.
People
So,
that you meet on a one-on-one basis, what are they saying about the information you just shared with us?
right. So the book is not out yet. It's coming out very soon. Even though it said it's out, it's not out yet. And I'm changing the name to Warrior to Warrior. How about if I read to you what somebody said about this, about my course, about what I teach?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay, so from Joseph, the reason I took the course is I worry often about money and finances. It hinders a lot of my day-to-day as far as my relationships and the decisions I make.
Yeah.
My main takeaway from Martin was that it is less about my worry about money and more about my lack of self-confidence. Money was my way of bandaging that self-confidence issue.
Yeah.
This kept me from bringing in as much money as I'm capable of, which would lead me to worry. Martin helped me get deep into myself to identify this cycle and see a different part of myself that I couldn't see before.
Wow.
One thing I love about Martin is he's very relatable. He doesn't make you feel like he's a coach who is perfect. He guides you to his mentality, to how he presents his story of how he went from being a warrior to being a warrior, and helps you see how you can get there too.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. That was inspiring. And that's real. That's evidence. That's somebody who actually saying, hey,
proof of concept.
Yeah, yeah. It made a difference in my life. So do you have the opportunity, Martin, to do more speaking pre-tours before the book is actually out? And what kind of response are you getting from the audiences?
So far, they're loving the cards that I released a couple of months ago. And I had somebody recently, I was at an event for about a week.
Yeah.
And a woman bought the cards on the first day or so. We were talking about them, and she bought a deck of the cards.
Yeah.
And they're only $52 with shipping.
Okay.
So you can see what it's like and not make a big financial investment. And if you don't like what you see, if you don't like me, then okay, it cost you $50, right? But if you do like it, then you can decide what you want to do next.
Right.
So she bought the cards, and on day 2 or 3, she came to me. She said, Martin, I have to tell you, I'm on the first card.
Okay.
I'm on the first card, which is admission. Admit that's what's holding you back. She goes, thank you for giving me permission to admit the things that are holding me back.
Okay. Okay, great. So what is the biggest takeaway that you want folks to get from the cards and eventually when the book gets out? What is the biggest aha moment that you want them to have, Martin?
The biggest aha moment would be your life is in your hands.
Okay.
And it's up to how you want to see it. The world is as you see it. So if you see it as good, then it's good.
Yeah.
And if you see yourself as with opportunities, you have those opportunities.
Okay.
But if you see it in the negative, that's all you're going to see.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. So I'm just going to share one more thing with us here.
All right.
The word that I want to put behind this is mental. So here we go. Want to enlarge it and press play.
Good morning, Warriors. It's me, Martin Salama, the architect of the Warriors Warriors L.I.F.E.Code, Living Incredibly Full Every Day. And I haven't been on for a few days. I was at an unbelievable mastermind with my mentor, Dr. Obama, and he always delivers. He's always giving me seeds of greatness. And this time, she can hear a bunch of them over the next few Facebook live streams. But this one is awareness and change. Now, you've heard me in the past talk about self-conscious versus self-aware. Self-conscious, when you're self-conscious, you're just looking at yourself, you're feeling guilty, you're feeling bad, and you're doing things for others. And when you're doing, because you feel like you cannot get out of whatever the hole you're in. And self-awareness takes you to say, I get where I am, I understand it, I feel good about where I am. And it's all fantastic. So awareness leads to change. When you are aware of where you are in your life, it makes it that much easier to be willing to change. So when you become aware, you're open for change. Now that doesn't mean if you're self-conscious, you can't change. It's a start there. But then as you get more and more aware of where you are and what you're doing and how it helps you, then you can become more self-aware and go for more change. And that's what I'm all about. Excuse me there. Anyway, I just wanted to come on for a quick second, tell you that. Enjoy the day. Have a great day. Enjoy life. Live incredibly full every day.
Okay, Martin.
Wow. I'm glad I didn't wear the same shirt today.
You don't want to rain on your parade, right?
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing, Martin. How do people get to that point of self-awareness where you actually recognize that you got to be conscious in the moment, that situational kind of awareness? How do they get there?
I wish I could hand them a pill and take the pill and everything be like that. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yes.
But it's not like that.
Yeah.
You do it first by recognizing they don't love who they are, but they want to change some things that they're doing. That's number one.
Okay.
The next thing is go out and find a coach or a mentor or someone that you believe in and that believes in you.
Yeah.
Right? For me, a coach, I look at a coach as an accountability partner.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And why do I say that? Because when you meet with a coach, number one, they're there to support you.
Yeah.
Number two, they're objective. Number three, there's no judgment.
Yeah.
Right? Because, if you go to your family, even if they're not judging you, because of the emotional attachment, you think they are. So find somebody out of your sphere and find someone who you believe in. Watch their things, watch their videos, do some research on them. It could be me. It could be you. Who knows? And let them in your life and allow yourself to be vulnerable to them.
Yeah.
Let them see that you're struggling a bit.
Yeah.
That you need help. And it's okay, gentlemen, especially men. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't be so tough.
Yeah. Great. Wonderful. I was looking at this guy preaching up a storm last night, and he was saying that, the old macho adage was that men don't cry.
Right.
But he's saying, why did God give us tear ducts and eyes?
That's right.
It's because we can cry.
That's right.
When you cry, tears flow and you get relief. But not only that, when the tears flow down your cheeks, you can wipe the tears away and remove the scars.
That's right.
But if you keep them on the inside and those scars stay there, they could last for a very long time before you actually realize what is happening. So,
like me for the first 50 years of my life.
There you go. Exactly. Wow. Amazing. So, Martin, we have come to the end of this fantastic show. It was an amazing episode, a great pleasure speaking with you and sharing your story and your incitement and your enlightenment and all the wonderful things that you have shared. So now tell us what is happening with the book when it's coming out, how people can make contact with you. They want you to speak in the meantime, get your services, get your experience. Just share with us.
Absolutely. So we decided to change the name of the book to Warrior so that it's in conjunction with my course and my cards and all that. Yeah. So that's happening. We just made that decision a few days ago.
Okay.
The book is in editing and formatting right now, so hopefully it'll be done sometime in April. You can go pre-order it right now.
Yeah.
Okay? And you could also buy the cards, and you could get some free gifts by going to my website,
Yeah.
connectwithmartin.com.
Okay.
Just
So-
go there. You could scroll. You could make an appointment to meet with me. You could get a free gift. I have a few different gifts there, always changing a little bit there. But
Yeah.
you could also order the book. You could order the cards, so on and so forth.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. So we have been in the company of Martin Salama, and he has been giving us some tremendous nuggets on how we can live an abundant life every day. That is something. So this is Andy on Andy's Personal Development on the podcast. Let's just read together with Martin saying, thank you so much for joining us and for being on the show. We had a salutation from Anthony Mururi. He is an author and a motivational speaker, my friend in Greece.
He's great, Anthony. Love him.
Thumbs up to you. Martin loves you, bro. So keep up the good work, and thanks for your salutation on our show. Until next time, this is Andy saying so long. Godspeed, God bless, shalom. And remember, continue reading so that you can be enlightened and educated and inspired to know better about life and yourself, and you can develop and grow to be the best possible version of you. Until next time, we say bye for now.
I think you're still live.
Yeah, I'm still alive, so I'm just going to take care of that, but I just stopped the